Truly Imagination Entertainment channel, and welcome back to another episode of Food with Fee. As you know, my name's Fiona, and I make food sometimes. And today, kicking off our second recipe of 2024, technically, I'm going to be making a special kind of dish that I've been making since I was pretty much 3 years old at least. It is a banana loaf, which I know seems a bit simple, and I know I did just say I wanted to challenge myself to do stuff that's more complicated, but this one personally, it's just one of my favorites, and I also have the bananas right now to make it, so like, why not? It's a very special recipe to me. And the recipe we're using is from the Canadian Living Cookbook, aka this old falling apart book that we've had since, well, it was a gift from my mother because my mother was in the Navy. But I believe that this was a gift after she graduated culinary school. My mother was in the Navy. She was a cook for most of that time. Which I know that might sound lame to most people, but hey, I think it's cool. But my mom went to culinary school as well, and this was a gift that they gave her. In fact, I believe there is writing on it from back when she received it, which is why, even though it is completely falling apart, we don't get rid of it. It's very special to her, and yeah. We've been using it to make recipes for a while. The pancakes recipe is in here, the pumpkin pie recipe I used is in here. It's a very special, I don't want to say heirloom, but I don't know, it kind of is like an heirloom. Like it's special. Anyway, so for our recipe, we are going to need very ripe mashed banana. Don't worry, we have that here. Granulated sugar, vegetable oils. They say sour cream. I'm using yogurt. I do have vanilla Greek yogurt, but it is expired on December 15th. And I know expiry dates aren't always accurate, but I also like not having food poisoning. So yeah, we're gonna be using some of my Activa peach yogurt, which I love. I've grown to love yogurt. Not to go on an ADHD spiel, but I've really grown to love yogurt in the past few months just because it's good. And if you put like oatmeal or bran in it, it gives it like a really yummy texture. But we're not here to learn about my favorite types of breakfast. We also need 2 beaten eggs, which is great. As we know on my channel, I have the greatest experience with eggs. We need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and we need we need another teaspoon of baking soda. We also need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but I don't really cook with salt because I'm salty enough for this damn recipe. The only other thing we'd really need is butter to grease this, or oil. I usually use butter just because. But with that out of the way, let's get started on our very special childhood banana loaf. Alright, so our recipe starts off by saying, in a large mixing bowl, combine bananas, sugar, oil, sour cream, and egg mix thoroughly. In a separate bowl, put the powder, soda, and salt, and basically all the dry ingredients. I usually don't do that. I just kind of add things as I want to, but I think for the most part, I'm going to add the wet ingredients first, and then I'll add the dry ingredients gradually as we go. After that, we need to pour it into a greased 9x5 inch pan. We're using this pan that I don't know the dimensions of, and apparently it has the dimensions, but that's too much mathing for my tiny brain to handle. I got out of high school 2 years ago. I don't need to do math anymore. Anyway, and then we're going to bake it at 325 degrees for about 1.5 hours. Kind of. So after that, we let it cool for 5 minutes. Otherwise, if you don't, you kind of screw up the loaf. I learned that the hard way by completely destroying one by not waiting for it to cool. Rest in peace. Granted, it was made with buckwheat flour, and I think it was the most disgusting thing I ever made, but I digress. And by that point, you have your banana loaf. Yes, it's another short recipe, but again, it's special. So, to start off, I think we're gonna start with our bananas. I'm gonna put those in there so they don't die. And because they're so ripe, I don't even think there's a chance of me peeling these like regular bananas, so we're just gonna cut the stems to open these, because like I see no way in hell that, oh god. Yeah, these are just, oh yeah, that's the right banana. Oof. We're gonna get these into the bowl and then I'm gonna mash them with my hands. Oh god. God, ugh. It's like peeling the skin. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of, I'm not the biggest fan of ripe bananas, as you can kind of see by my reaction. Okay. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to retch. That's not even acting. I know I'm an actor. I know people be like, oh, Fiona's just acting. I'm sorry, that was, sorry. That genuinely grossed me out. Anyway, get that out of there. So we're gonna mash this up a little bit, just so it's, not chunky. You don't want chunky banana bits in your banana bread. You kind of want it to be all kind of smushed up and all that. So I'm just gonna mash this up a little bit just to get it into a nice kind of puree. Is that the correct term? Puree? I don't know. I'm not Rosanna Pansino, but anyway. It says 1 cup, but like honestly, like 2 bananas will do. Like you don't need too much banana. Anyway. So yeah, I've been making this banana bread recipe ever since I was young. Since I was little. In fact, there is a photo of me as a little kid with my big old oven mitts on, just sitting next to the oven where it's baking, and I think it's cute. This has been one of my favorite childhood meals or childhood like snacks that I've ever had. And I do promise that in the future, Truly Imagination Entertainment, I will be doing some more complicated recipes, but I do have some ideas in the future, but I don't know. I wanted to do this because it was nostalgic. I don't know why I'm apologizing to people for doing whatever the hell I want on my segment of this channel, because I can do what I want. Nah, it's chill. I'm not trying to be a bitch or nothing. It's just, I don't know. This is exciting. I like being able to share my childhood recipes with an audience. It's fun. Anyway, now that that's done, I'm going to add the 1 cup of granulated sugar. And I should most definitely get a whisk out. We're running out of granulated sugar. Should have picked up some more when I got milk. Yeah, we are most definitely out of sugar. This is gonna be a less sugary cake, but with the yogurt, it kind of, not a cake, it's a loaf. With the yogurt, you kind of don't need as much. So, anyway, now that we've talked about that, let's get on to our yogurt. So, you need 1.5 cups. So, let's do that. I'm gonna put it into here. I'm just gonna mix it up because there's that little bit of liquid on the top, but this is peach yogurt. You don't really notice the flavors of the yogurt. Honestly, I've used vanilla yogurt, I've used mango yogurt, I've used all kinds of yogurt. in this. Oh god, jeez, I'm using up most of the yogurt. That one cut. Okay, I guess we're using up the rest of my peach yogurt. That's cool. That's fun. I was gonna eat this, but I guess we're not. But yeah, all right, there we go. Oh, shoot, no. It's a shame the vanilla yogurt was expired because this shit tastes really good. But whatever, I digress. We're gonna put this in here. Yogurt. Welcome back to Fiona's egg noises, but this time it's yogurt noises. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. That's a lot of yogurt. Goddamn. Anyway. Alright, so, where's the Ow, I just cut myself on the potato masher. Talk about uncoordinated. Anyway, whisk. I'm gonna whisk around some of this because, just to mix it up a little bit. It's also good to mix it intermittently just to mash up any banana that may have gotten missed. Anyway, next we need to do our eggs, and they call for beaten eggs. So usually what I like to do is I like to grab a tiny bowl and a tiny whisk. And sometimes my drawer doesn't like to close, but it's a different story. Anyway. Ooh, that was very violent. Smack the eggs. Alright. That was mildly fun. What am I stepping on? Oh, tomato. Stem. Anyway. Alright. I'd say these eggs are thoroughly beaten. So I'm gonna pour our beaten eggs into there. I like to wash everything as I use it just because it makes it a lot easier. And also I used to be a dishwasher, so I'm just used to washing everything. Which is very funny because I don't know if I said this in the last video, but we have a dishwasher. And, you know, most people will be like, well, dishwashers, they clean the dirt off the dishes. Why do you wash them? And it's like, I was a dishwasher. I worked in a dish pit. And the thing about dish pits is you don't get to have like the soapy water to soak shit. You basically you spray everything with your giant hose.
That's what she said.
Don't. And then you put them all in the dishwasher to be sanitized, basically. Like, so sometimes I'll be doing the dishes at home and my parents, because I live with my parents, because thank God they let me live here because cost of living is insane. But I live with my parents and they'll see me doing dishes and they're like, what the fuck? Like, Fiona, you fill up the sink with water and soap and you you rinse off any like gunk, but you can just put the plates in the you can just put the plates in the oh my god, you just put the plates in the dishwasher, Fiona. It's not that big a deal. And it's like, yes it is. It's like, dude, I did that. I have dishwasher dishwasher brain. Like I did it as a job, and when you're used to doing it one way and when you do it another, you're like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, dude. That's just how it was. Where's the T-Bell spoons? Where are the T-Bell spoons? I don't find them. Oh, there they are. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off with the baking powder and baking soda. This is an 1/8 teaspoon. This is a 1/4 of a teaspoon, which is easier to work with. So I'm gonna start with the baking powder. We need a teaspoon, so basically just 4 of these. Yeah, that was fun. Just don't lose count, or you might put in too much baking soda. Anyway, so I'm gonna mix that in. It's good to gradually mix everything together, just so it's not too hard to mix everything together. So there we go. Now we're gonna do baking powder. Same thing, basically. There we go. Mix that in. Like that. Oh, just on the sides. There we go. And then, last but not least, we're gonna add our flour. Adding flour last is good because it's usually one of the largest components. So we need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay. So I'm gonna put this over here. That song's been in my head for a while now. There we go. There we go. And I'm gonna sift it in because usually it makes it easier to mix into that. There we go. I'm gonna mix the cup of flour in, and then we'll do the 1.5 afterwards. We're just gonna again. I don't know why I do so much work with flour and then I choose to wear black. It's like, I never learned. Although, I'm doing a surprisingly good job of keeping it off of me. So, that's always good. Anyway, so now we need to add the 1/2 cup of flour. That was sprinkles. Ignore that. Gonna mix this kind of slowly just to get it all combined, and then I'll mix it faster once it's got less of a chance. And the thing is with baking, I've found you really gotta be careful with when you're mixing because, oh my god, words are difficult. You want to be careful when you're mixing because the flour can get stuck at the bottom and then it's kind of weird. So you always want to make sure you're mixing everything well. You want to push down the sides of the bowl to make sure that like everything gets combined, nothing's left on the outsides. Alright, I'm using a spatula because I can't find my baking spatula. Very good. So I kind of like to grind my whisk along the bottom of the bowl just to make sure that I'm incorporating everything. I wash my hands a lot. I just like to have clean hands. Anyway, I'm going to set the timer to 325 to preheat. Alright, mix this up a little more. And then we're basically just going to wait until that hits 325. I'll show you me getting the pan ready and then putting this in. We'll wait for an hour and then we'll see how it turns out. See you in a couple hours or minutes, or I don't have concept of time. Alright, so the timer has gone off and I I've just killed a fruit fly. And now we're going to not be able to have hand-eye coordination apparently. As I was going to say, before I fumbled that harder than most football players, we're going to grease our pan. So I'm going to take a little bit of butter and I'm just going to gonna rub it along the edges of my pan and then we're gonna start pushing it in on the bottom of the pan. So we're gonna do that. I don't know why I'm talking like this because that's kind of weird because that's not my voice, but I don't know. I put on a voice when I perform. It's a very weird thing, but yeah. Anyway, not the point of this, but butter time. Time for butter. Butter time. There we go. There we go. Now I'm gonna use that spatula that I was using before. And we're just gonna spread this all over the bottom of the pan. There we go. That's nice and clean. So now that we have thoroughly buttered the pan, we are going to pour our mixture into the finished sentence. Okay. We're going to pour our mixture into our little bread pan. And move that out of the way, sorry. Try that off. There we go. Okay. This is why I need to start working out this year. I can barely hold a bowl. Oh my god. My arms, they hurt. This is why I'm taking boxing. This is why I'm starting boxing on the 13th. Because that. The fact that I cannot hold a bowl. I have problems. Anyway, not important. So, oh god, that opened really fast. Now I'm just gonna take my lovely banana bread and we're gonna put it in. We're gonna leave it in for an hour and 20 minutes or so. And then we will have the banana loaf. So, timer 1:20, start. And I will see you guys in 1 hour and 20 minutes. Shut up! Thank you. Okay. So, the banana bread is done. So I'm gonna take it out of the oven. If I can find my glove. And, oh yes, that is a lovely looking banana bread. Perfect. Let me just get it out of the oven for you. Guys to see. So, here it is. Here's what it looks like. Looking all nice and crispy. Smells mildly of peaches. The peaches are always good. So yeah, this is the banana bread. A very simple recipe today, but sometimes things just need to be kept simple. Anyway, that brings an end to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Food with Feet on the Truly Imagination Entertainment channel. I hope to see you guys all next time for another episode. Bye-bye.